going on, Team Big Body? This is Coach Big Body here. Today, what we have in store for you guys is just a little conversation about athletes and genetics. And without further ado, just want to get right into it. A quick little video today. So there's a big buzz in the powerlifting community, and I hear about all the time how there's always trolls, or maybe not trolls, but just people are having a hard time coming to grips with the fact that there are athletes out there that have been working for some years, putting in the work, and have achieved a certain type of success in powerlifting. And coming from a football background, I played in college, very short-lived career. In the pros, was with Saskatchewan for 2 weeks, got cut from the training camp. Took me years to just get that opportunity. Was at the Spring League, Miami 2018 training camp. So, went to the AAF tryouts, was at the regional combine tryouts in New Orleans. So, there's just all these things that I've gone through and learned from football, from a high school, collegiate, and pro aspect, where in football, I have learned that there are athletes out there that are just God-given. They're just tall. They're just fast. They're just strong. Some of them didn't even really do much hard work, They showed up and they did the work, but they didn't train as hard as someone who's determined, and that typical person that has that chip on their shoulder where they're not athletically or they're not physically gifted. So they put in that extra work, they go that extra mile. I've been with those athletes. I've been with all type of athletes, I've experienced and competed against all type in the football realms, and I've learned that, there are just guys out there that are just blessed. They're just strong, they're just fast, they're just, they might have a high IQ for the sport, right? So when talking about powerlifting, one thing that I've learned is that you have people that may have not ever competed at a very high level before, or may have never been an athlete before, and that they train, for recreation. They train for social matters. They train because they just enjoy it. But you have those lifters that have separated themselves, that have realized that, I'm actually special at this. I've got something going for myself, and I'm gonna take it to that next notch. And they're as consistent as can be, right? They never miss a beat. They don't slack on it. Any type of instruction on their programming. They don't mess around with their eating. They don't mess around with their sleep. They sacrifice. They do everything necessary and put in all the time needed in order to be the very best in powerlifting, right? And some people don't understand that because maybe they haven't done that yet. Maybe they haven't gone to that level of dedication yet in the sport, right? Or maybe they just have never gone against or experienced or seen another athlete that is just, talented, that is just gifted, And sometimes this is hard for people to come to grips with. Sometimes this is hard for people to come to terms with, and that's okay. But this is a video because it's not fair to those that put in a lot of work. It's not fair to them, And for the people that are bashing them or coming after them, I want them to also know that, this video would be for you as well if you put in the work. If you did everything necessary to be your very best and you earned a certain level of success that got you acknowledgement, And at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to fight every single battle. But I feel it's necessary to put this video out there so that people understand that, there are people that are gifted at certain things. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. It might not be fair to you, and I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about them. You don't have to follow them. And if you want to achieve some level of success, or if you want to be acknowledged, or whatever motivates you, that you envy or want what they have, then go work for it. Go work for it. There's always a saying that I come from a football background, and we always say that if another team is doing something we don't like, that's opposing us, then do something about You know, that's the only way to go about it. That's the only way I know. You know what I mean? If I don't like someone, if I don't like it that someone's better than me, then I'm gonna put my face, I'm gonna put my body and my soul into my work, and I'm going to pound and grind and be as consistent as I possibly can be, and know that one day I will have my time. But it takes a certain type of mentality. It takes a certain type of mindset. And I think it's really important for people going into the sport of powerlifting to understand that this thing is a giant marathon. This thing takes a lot of time. You've got people that have been training for 2 decades and are still in the open division, but they started, you know, as a teen, right? So imagine if you started as a teen, you're still in the open division, almost 20 years in the game. Imagine how strong you will be after 20 years of powerlifting, right? And in most cases, a lot of people will find success in just staying the course and being consistent. So with those things being said, I think it's important, you know, I just want to reiterate and just put a quick video out there to address this. You have your anomalies. You have your athletes that are just gifted, and then you have your athletes that are just gifted and they don't miss a beat and are consistent and are dedicated and sacrifice, you know? And I think it's extremely important to acknowledge that and to come to terms with that. And once again, for those people that don't like it, you may not like it, but you're gonna have to somehow figure a way to accept it, because that's what reality is. So, you know, some people are gonna have some type of gifts, some people are gonna have half the gifts, some people are gonna have no gifts. And then you got work ethic, and that all is thrown into a pot of, you know, factors that, you know, boil up, and you have some people that come out of that pot driven and motivated and excited. You have some people that come out of that pot and are just like, man, screw this, I didn't like what I went through, and they just give up. Then you have some people that are just in the middle that are just kind of like, well, you know, I'm just gonna keep on doing it and see where it goes. But it's just, at the end of the day, I think a lot of it comes down to the type of characteristics you have and what's inside you, you know? And if you're a true competitor, then you're not really paying attention too much about, I mean, you see other people's success, you acknowledge it, you're happy for them, but it's really, you're dialed into yourself. You're dialed in and focused on yourself, you know? And that's what it's about. That's why I love, that's why I found a newfound love for powerlifting, and, you know, that's why I enjoy it so much, is because it's another form where I can be consistent, I can push myself, and I recognize that the hard work pays off. And from seeing that, I'm really interested to see how much farther can I go. I'm really interested to see what's the best I can get, you know? And you know, I think that's just, that just comes with the territory of not, you know, me becoming older, and as I get closer to 30, coming from a coach's perspective, I really enjoy that matter of it, but still having the athlete in my heart, I love the challenge, I accept the challenge. And it's just something that I'm so excited for. It's something that pushes you farther, because every single year in this sport, you see lifters pumping weight and hitting weights in singles that have never been hit before, you know, at certain weight classes. And I think that's extremely exciting. And I also think that that pushes the point that I've been making for football and basketball about, you know, and this is very controversial, but this is just my opinion. Human beings, athletes, we are becoming more advanced. We are outdoing the last decade of athletes. We're outdoing our, you know, our class members from the past, you know, those that paved the way for us. And I think that's the way, and I think that's the way it should be done. So, you know, it's just a beautiful thing. So this is just a quick video to jump right into it and, you know, address athletes, genetics, and understanding, you know, the caliber of athletes that there are out there, and what to do and how to come to terms with it, you know? And like I said, you may not like it, and this is not an attack to anyone, but you're gonna have to accept it, and you should give respect, because a lot of hard work, pain, patience, so much goes into it. So much goes into it, the trials and tribulations. And I encourage everyone in this sport and just athletes in general in any sport, that when you go through a concept like this, if you love it and if it's for you, push yourself to the highest limit possible to where you find out that there are no limits. And that's basically my message with this video. And other than that, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be dishing out more content as soon as possible. Stay tuned.